The OXA Machine is one of the most powerful time-traveling devices built by the Cabal, or more specifically the Psions. This would allow the user to see into the past or the future. Think Future War Cult's device they built, but better. The history of this machine spans many galaxies and civilizations, a record of their past and their demise. Today, we analyze the OXA Machine, new lore from the Collector's Edition more in depth, and if this Psion gadget still exists in today's stories. This info comes from the Cabal booklet released in Destiny 2, the Red Wars Collector's Edition. This is when we first got word of the OXA Machine, and then we got more updated stuff for Lightfall's Collector's Edition. Lots of stuff. The OXA or OXA was a clairvoyant machine built by Psions, allowing them to peek into the past and future according to their legends. When the Psions were taken into the Cabal Empire and enslaved, this machine was destroyed. A time later, Psions rebuilt the machine in a moon called Brand. General Umun Arath was sent in to destroy it, but Callus put a stop to that mission. He said, "Whoever rebuilt a device of this magnitude must be super smart. They could be of use to my empire." The one who built the machine, it was freeborn Atzat. Atzat would join Callus's forces for some time as a leader and a scientist, but when Callus wanted to free the Psions from the Cabal, the slavery, this questioned Atzat's authority. She was the one who wanted to be in charge and rule above the other Psions. This then gave her a motive to join the Coup with the others, Keitel, Gaul, and so on, now using the OXA Machine to transmit messages to each other in secret. In-game, info on OXA was seen in Nessus in the Insight Terminus strike, where the Vex had information and apparently copies of Maya Sundaresh was trying to access the same info from inside the Vex network. Kargan may have been trying to rebuild it once more or find information on its existence. And that brings up a good point. Is the one they rebuilt destroyed, or does it still exist somewhere out there?
Guardian, I'm making the elimination of Kargan your priority in this operation. His crew has been active all over the system. From our intel, he's mostly targeting Vex installations. However, removing him can only strengthen our position.
There's only one data artifact here, labeled OXA, and it's seriously corrupted. Metadata says it was last accessed by an Atzat centuries ago. What is OXA, and who is Atzat?
In the Lightfall Collector's Edition booklet, the General and Keitel speak about the OXA or OXTA machine. The Odile Zenitaph and Archive, sometimes OXTA, depending on how you construct the acronym. The alien oracle that led us to the graves of Ark. Must be weary now. OXA is a Psion myth, and the Psions are a sensitive topic. My father wants to free them from bondage. It claimed to record the story of the galaxy, and to prophesize what may yet come. A black box for galactic civilizations, if you prefer it in pilot's terms. The Advocate General nods to the pin in my right pauldron. I am conscious of my shaved down tusks, of the sores left by my fighter's interface. The doomed and the damned left the record of their downfall in the OXA. Your star got its name from one of the oldest myths in that archive, and when your mother told your father that story, the star became your name. A prayer that all will go as it must, and the way it will go is struggle. This next text is when they used the OXA Machine during that coup. The Psion metaconcert bridges my mind to the other conspirators. Atzat conducts us from her OXA Machine replica, but it is Gaul whose basso thoughts resound in me. He is the clean break we need, the clean break I need from the Praetorid and my father alike. The Ghost Primus who will resurrect our empire. All I have to do is play my part. So that's what we know on the OXA, the OXA Machine. Now we're gonna theorize a bit and have some fun. Where this gets even crazier is the possibility of OXA having a connection to the Hive leader Taox, the krill that was the tutor to the daughter of the Osmium King. Early on, before they became the Hive, Taox would teach the siblings Xivu Arath, Oryx, and Savathun, but believed their father was now becoming too old to rule. She then invited a rival faction of Krill into his court to assassinate him and his daughters. The king was destroyed, but the daughters survived. When the siblings later returned with the worms, they would get their revenge on the Krill who betrayed them, but Taox would escape, and over the next great chunk of time would continue to escape. That's all she could really do. She would stop at other worlds and try to gear up and destroy the hive with them, but they would just show up and wipe the place clean, forcing Taox to leave once more. 24,000 years later, Taox was found aboard an ancient ship in cryostasis by a species called the Dekawa. The Dekawa were now at war with the hive, so this was perfect timing. Taox gave them all the secrets she knew of the hive, maybe some weaknesses, but these were no help. In the end, she would retreat again, and her whereabouts are unknown. During this final confrontation though, the Vex mind Quria, who simulated Oryx, also simulated Taox. Quria samples the Taox intelligence retrieved from the Ecumene Gate. There are useful names. It feeds them to the simulation. At this point in Destiny's story, Quria is dead, killed back in season of the Splicer. But could something have been done with that simulation of Taox? Savathun and Oryx eventually had control of that mind, so seems like they would have dealt with it if they knew about it. But Vex simulations can be freed. We've seen this with the Ishtar researchers, so could someone have freed Taox, unless her physical form somehow still exists out in the universe? So you may be asking, why are we even making these connections in the first place? Well, first up, OXA, or sometimes OXTA being an anagram of Taox, was the first warning signs amongst the readers who found this booklet. Also in the new book where Kaido speaks to General Umun Arath, the word Ayat is mentioned at the end. Also from Callus and other entries that the Cabal knew about the hive and the OXA might have been a part of this. Ayat is a word often tied to the hive, and something I kind of thought was interesting is it's right smack in the middle of Kaido's name. They say Kaido got her name from a star, Umun Arath, her parents named her after hive legend, which makes sense, and perhaps Kaido also as well. This machine documents all these civilizations and their downfalls, which for most of them were at the hands of the hive. So could Taox be the OXA Machine, this simulation of her? We know that the Veil is on Neptune, which is a mystery, but the Vex are there as well. Kinda cool to think about. Taox could pop up sooner than we thought, or maybe would be saved for the next saga of Destiny, if there's even a purpose. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video on the OXA Machine. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.